What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the 90s Song of the Week, where we go back into the decade where alternative music exploded into every direction imaginable. And this week, we're talking about How Soon Is Now by Love Spit Love.
You shut your mouth, how can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am human and I need.
And for a lot of 90s kids, this version is the one they heard first, especially if you watch Charmed. The interesting thing about the Love Spit Love version is that it keeps the emotional darkness of the original, but filters it through a much more 90s alternative sound. It feels cleaner, more atmospheric, more polished in that late 90s way. The guitars still create that hypnotic feeling, but the overall vibe feels less fragile and more cinematic. That's probably why it works so well as a television theme. It instantly creates mood. For a lot of people, this guy included, the song became permanently connected to Charmed. You hear those opening notes and immediately think witches, candles, dark rooms, WB era television. That connection matters because sometimes a show can completely reshape how a generation experiences a song. And this version became part of the late 90s supernatural culture almost overnight. It had mystery, drama, emotion, everything shows like Charmed were trying to capture. What I really like about this version is how 90s it feels emotionally. There's this dramatic emotional atmosphere running through so much music from that era. Everything felt moodier, a little darker, a little more introspective. And this version leans fully into that. It feels like nighttime, like candlelight and rain outside the window. The song doesn't rush, it lets the mood build slowly. And honestly, that's why it still works today. So that's this week's 90s Song of the Week, How Soon Is Now by Love Spit Love. A perfect example of how the 90s could take something emotional and make it even moodier. And for a whole generation, there will always be the sounds of Charmed. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one.